Interrupt that report from Scott Thuman to bring you live coverage. This is a press conference being held by the attorney for Martise Johnson, the UVA student who was allegedly beaten up.
I'm Valerie Long with the law firm of Williams Mullen. I'm here to introduce my colleague, Daniel Watkins, who's counsel for Mr. Johnson. Thank you. We're going to make a very brief statement. We will not be taking any questions. We ask that you not block 4th Street and that you not block, under the city's request, not block the fire lanes. Thank you. This is Daniel Watkins.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Watkins, and I'm Martise Johnson's attorney. I'm here with Martise's mom, Daishia, and his older brother, Michael. His mother works the night shift with social services and was just able to fly in today from Chicago to be here and to support Martise during this trying time. At approximately 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning, Martise was standing on the sidewalk near Trinity Irish Pub in Charlottesville. An employee of the establishment approached him and asked him for identification. Martise presented a valid Illinois state identification card issued in 2011. The employee then asked Martise for a zip code, and he recited his mother's Chicago City zip code at her current address, which is different from the Chicago City zip code on the identification card that was printed almost 4 years ago. At no time throughout the encounter did Martise present as has been reported by some in the media, a fake ID. Nevertheless, Virginia ABC officers who were present on the scene questioned my client about being in possession of false identification. The conversation resulted in my client being thrown to the ground, his head hitting the pavement, the officer's knees pressed into his back, his face and skull bleeding and needing surgery. All this over 2 alleged offenses. 1, a misdemeanor charge of obstruction of justice without force, and 2, profane swearing and/or public intoxication, which upon conviction requires only the payment of a fine. Martise Johnson is an upstanding young man with a bright future. He grew up on the south side of Chicago, raised by a single mother, and is now in his 3rd year at the University of Virginia on a full scholarship based on financial need. He has worked hard to become a well-respected leader on campus and to make a difference in this community. Martise is a member of the UVA Honor Committee and has no criminal record whatsoever. Martise has worked hard to ensure his bright future, and we intend to fight the criminal charges against him with the utmost vigor. Our primary goals are to make certain he receives due process under the law and to protect his good name. This afternoon, Martise and I spoke briefly with Virginia State Police as part of its investigation into this incident. Martise, his family, and I also met with University of Virginia President Teresa Sullivan, and the conversation was very productive. President Sullivan expressed her remorse regarding this terrible situation and told Martise that he has her support. To that end, Martise has received an outpouring of encouragement and remorse from professors, administrators, university officials, students, community members, and even perfect strangers. Walking on the grounds with him this afternoon, we were amazed and touched as people approached Martise numerous times and offered pats on the back and well wishes. Martise and his family intend to take the next few days to continue to recover in thoughtful prayer and contemplation. I will close with a statement that Martise prepared. I'll stand here today as a member of the University of Virginia and Charlottesville communities. I'm shocked that my face was slammed into the brick pavement just across the street from where I attend school. 3 officers then pinned me to the ground, pressing their knees in my back while blood flowed freely from the gash to my head. As the officers held me down, one thought raced through my mind. How could this happen? My head lay bloody, but unbowed. I still believe in our community. I know this community will support me during this time. I trust that the scars on my face and head will one day heal, but the trauma from what the ABC officers did yesterday will stay with me forever. I believe we as a community are better than this. We cannot allow the actions of a few officers to ruin the community of trust we have worked so hard to build. Thank you.
Martise, do you behave...
Live coverage from Charlottesville, Virginia. We've been hearing from the lawyer representing UVA student Martise Johnson. He was arrested and left battered and bloody this week. Authorities say he was swearing and being disorderly while trying to get him into a bar. Johnson is a third-year student from Illinois. We'll stay on top of this story and bring you updates as we get more information. In the meantime, we'll take a break and be right back.